Hello everybody. Are you about sick of this fog and smoke and COVID and construction? I get it. So I talked to both the city and the contractor for the Shell Beach Streetscape project, and here is where things stand today. The flurry of activity we've seen the last couple of weeks is to finish this baby up, the so-called punch list. Pavement painting, bench and bulb checks, any dings or damage that have happened along the way are getting fixed. Remember, this is Pismo Beach's largest project ever, and really it was about 6 projects happening at once.
This wasn't something where it was just a paving project. It wasn't just a sidewalk project. It wasn't an undergrounding project.
You know, it's a water project, it's a safe routes to school project, it's all sorts of projects wrapped into one. And
just burying utility lines is a major task, and we got new water, electrical, and cable lines, as well as storm drains. And it's not like Shell Beach was a major municipality with well-documented underground road maps.
There's a lot of old petroleum lines, gas lines, I mean, multiple lines. We're augering in for new street lights, and we run into these steel pipes that are old petroleum lines that are somewhat, you just don't cut into those things. You don't know what's in them, if they've been evacuated or not.
It was a mess, and anyone who's done a remodel project can attest to the fact that when you start tearing things apart, you always find out what you thought was below isn't exactly the case. And the same thing happens with these big construction projects.
You know, the old highway used to be over towards the east of the freeway, and then, it sort of migrated over to where businesses were already existing there, creating all sorts of weird angles and cross sections of the streets, making a very complicated project.
So yes, it's going a couple of months longer than we anticipated or hoped for, but given COVID, the fires, and again, 6 projects happening at once, it really isn't that bad. It's just that it's been 2 years, but we always knew that was the case.
We want to thank everyone who's hung in there with us, but we get it. But this last push, this last several weeks of work, it's going to be worth it. We're almost there, so hang in there with us.
So here's the scoop. The first week in October, those construction crews that we have come to know and love will be gone, barring any more surprises, which we don't anticipate because the big stuff is done. And the project will be almost done. The final finishing touch on this baby has proven to be a bit of a headache.
We have concerns with the very final item is the crosswalks.
The decorative pavers that were to go in at all our crosswalks, well, they're pretty, but as they came together, a few issues. Concerned
about the longevity and safety over time, and we want to do it once.
So there is going to be a break in the action. You know the saying, when in doubt, don't. We're taking a breather.
Kind of take a pause and come back to the city and give them some other options, and so we can vet a few things out. So we have a long-term solution.
And you will have a chance to weigh in on the possibilities.
And put some options out to the city and to the community, and so that the best solution can be made for long-term durability and beauty for the rest of the project. But we want to make sure that the product is durable and will remain safe over time.
We could just paint the crosswalks and call it a day, but when we've invested so much in this project, why lose our patience on the final hurdle?
It's a final touch on a massive project, and we just want to make sure it's right.
So yeah, not done, but done for a while until we dial in this final finishing touch.
These are the people of Shell Beach. They're really, the business owners down there have been fabulous.
Oh, I love Shell Beach.